Con's room. There was something in there with him. I know someone who can help.
And part of your research for this movie, tell us about the influence of The Exorcist.
Just when you said that, I don't know if the audio picked it up, there was a thunder crack. Satan's in the room. Run! Run for your lives.
We're with you.
Yes,
he likes you. We're okay.
No, I don't think he does. I don't think he does. We give him... Well, okay, so The Exorcist, I mean, obviously it's a classic. It's one of the greatest horror films ever made. It's the only horror film ever nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. You like that? Oh, sorry, I'm looking the wrong direction. Hey, how'd you like that? See? And so it's just a classic, and it's a great template to use when you're writing a horror film, because I think after The Exorcist, especially during the 80s, horror films went through this nasty period where they became more about, you know, girls in their underwear being chased by guys in sports masks. And, you know, which is fine, I love that. But what it did is turn the critics off. When The Exorcist came out, horror wasn't a dirty word. And so when I was writing Insidious, I actually went back and watched The Exorcist. It's funny you should mention that. And I tried to study how this film made the characters really relatable and realistic. That's why that film works, is because the mother, played by Ellen Burstyn, and all the characters, the priest, everyone, are just such real characters, nothing phony about them. And so I really tried to, you know, use that as my guiding light, as it were, writing the script.
Your son isn't in a coma. Falling off a ladder had nothing to do with this. His physical body is here, but his spiritual body is not. And the reason these disturbances, they followed you to a new home, is because it's not the house that's haunted. It's your son.
Now let's talk about this translation, because you're from Australia. We think of Australians as happy all the time, smiling, got the greatest place to live. But you have a passion for writing about the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'm the anti-Australian. You know, you have this impression of Australians as happy and you know, well-adjusted. I'm miserable and just evil.
So when you get in your evil state, then the pen, you write with a pen,
exactly.
it's computing in the dark.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, to hell with the world. Yeah, basically that's it, in a way. I mean, I'm actually not miserable, but the stuff that James and I gravitate towards is kind of pretty dark. Even with Insidious, the film that we've got coming out on April 1st, that isn't as gory as Saw. That actually doesn't have a drop of blood in it. But it's still intense and scary, because you don't actually need blood to scare somebody. I need blood to make you turn away and, you know, want to puke up your lunch, but I don't need blood to make you turn on every light in your house and not be able to go to sleep that night after you've seen it.
I don't think bad wiring is the problem here.
I want to leave. I want to leave this house.
What is it?
So Leigh, you guys meet in film school in Australia, studying Dundee movies?
No, it was actually an art course where Leigh and I specialized in the film branch of the art class.
And when did you guys know that you would merge together to do what we would call horror films, and of course the classic Saw?
Horror films, believe it or not, is one of the best ways to break into the business. You know, you look at all the great directors out there, like Scorsese, James Cameron, Coppola. They all started out in horror. Saw,
bloody gory. This one, you have said, is kind of a modern-day Poltergeist.
It's an idea that Leigh and I cooked up with a while ago that we thought this was the perfect time to bring it out with. And it's a haunted house movie that is different to all the other haunted house films out there. Because, like what we did with Saw, which was we took a classic sort of serial killer genre and then we twisted it on its head. That's what we did here with Insidious as well. We took what is generally a very common haunted house film, and then we give it a fresh new spin to it.
So as a director, you were instrumental in working with Leigh in the writing. When did you know the script was done and ready?
You know, I was very fortunate that the first draft that I got from Leigh was really well written, and it was that really strong first script that got me the great actors in the film: Patrick Wilson, Rose Byrne, Barbara Hershey, and Lynn Shay.
When you look at a piece and you get to enjoy the whole piece coming together, what's that like for you?
It's gratifying. It's really gratifying when, you know, when the film that you set out to make, you actually get to achieve your vision.
Well, Insidious will be out. Everyone really will enjoy it for what you've been able to achieve here. It really challenges the mind, and you're on your edge of your seat the whole time. Is there another collaboration with you two in the future, I hope?
Yeah, Leigh and I work along, we get along really well, so we definitely want to jump to something else. We're thinking, I don't know, I want to make an action or a sci-fi film, we'll see what happens. Or a romantic comedy, whichever one comes first.
Outstanding.
Thank you, sir.
Outstanding. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.